And he goes, I tried to call an Uber and realized I'd lost my phone. And I was like, well, what do I do now? So Andy's Irish survival skills kicked in, and he walked down the street trying car door handles until one opened, right? Got into a random car, put his seatbelt on, and then passed the fuck out. So he woke up like across the seatbelt in the back of a car, like just hanging from it, right? And
incredible.
I was like, did you fucking like freak out? He goes, no. He goes, I woke up and I sat there and I was went. He goes, for a moment I thought, is this an Uber? And the driver has just briefly gotten out. And then he was like, no, this is not an Uber. After about 5 minutes of no one going back. And then he was like, realized he didn't have his phone. He ransacked the fucking car looking for his phone. He's like going through the glove box. Like he goes, I found a packet of Zins. I took a Zin. He's like, I just started like searching. He goes, realized the phone wasn't there. Went, right. He goes, so I got out of the car. Only thing open is a tattoo studio. So he just walked in and went, how are you? I'm from Ireland. I've lost my phone. If I give you cash, will you order me an Uber? And they were like, okay. He just gave him $40 and he got an Uber back to the place. So he got back to ours. I just ordered him Chinese food, gave him a Gatorade, and he ate it and passed out. And I was like, thank God this happened to Andy, because not one of the others would have survived.
You're listening to the Art and More podcast with your hosts, Nathan and B.R. Nathan is a Canadian illustrator with a couple years of military experience, and B.R. is a British anarchist that moved to the States. Both are passionate shooters and community builders. Together, they run the Seaburn art page. Enjoy the show.
I think I was just like, what are you doing? Like, what the fuck are you on here for?
Yeah, the
It's
voice chat
amazing.
seems to always go without us, and
Yeah.
it's horrifying. I don't even want to know what's in there.
It's
Dude, it's
amazing
like
how
taking-
much people chat in there.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's taken no effort to get any sort of like engagement. They're all just fucking going for it.
That's Discord, dude. Like, it just keeps on ramping up and ramping up and ramping up until it's an extremist group, and then the Discord gets banned. That's the cycle
Yeah.
I've seen every single time.
I was
The
thinking
Task
this. I was
Force
like,
Doomer cycle.
yeah, I was thinking this. I was like, this is definitely someone's gonna post something to get this fucking Discord banned without a doubt.
Definitely.
Like,
I'm just curious what the natural, organic, extremist like flavor it goes, because it could go so many ways.
Like if you're a Discord mod, you probably don't have a lot going on.
yeah,
That's a
yeah,
lie.
yeah.
That's pretty cool people.
That's why I refuse to mod the
somehow have
Discord.
fucking time to do it. I'm just too old.
I'm
Dude,
not doing it.
one of my the homies in Arizona has a Discord admin patch on the back of his play carrier. He's rocked that solidly for like about 4 years now. What a fucking hero! Just every pic
That's
you see of
bullshit.
him wearing a play carrier, Discord admin.
Well, it's better than fucking Ranger tabs. Like you know he's seen some shit.
Yeah, he has definitely seen some shit.
He's a veteran.
Multiple conflicts of content he's seen cross his feed.
Discord veteran.
Across his multiple tours of Reddit.
So many meme wars.
There's a hat, I think you could get it from Everyday No Days Off or something like 10 years ago, that was just like meme war veteran. And
Back in the days of the boog.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
boogie days.
2016
Oh, the
and like
days.
around that era just fucking ruled. Everything's gay now.
yeah.
The memes were awesome.
Blue memes, that was a good fucking time. That was a good time. I wonder how many people that radicalized, because I'm sure it was a fucking lot.
Do you remember like in retrospect how cringe the whole like Kekistan thing was?
Okay,
Remember all
well,
that
I
shit?
wasn't
What
online.
was, what was that even about? Like, I remember seeing the flag start to crop up, and I'm like, well, it's obviously a meme, but
That's all it was. It was just like people calling themselves like meme warriors and like meme magic to get Trump in office, and they were gonna start a nation called Kekistan because Pepe the Frog is a frog, and people used to post on like 4chan instead of law that say Kek, and then it turned out that the planets aligned, and there was some old like Egyptian god or something that was a frog called like Kek or something, and everyone's like, oh my god, and then the Kekistan kicked off, and it was a whole thing.
I love that fucking internet. It's just
Yeah,
so
it's-
autistic.
So autistic.
When I think that I'm really autistic, I just like look online or I don't know, go to Childerberg or something.
there's
Like,
always
oh,
some of a higher score.
Yeah, there's
go meet
always a
people.
higher score.
I'm still shocked by our fucking autism results. I really thought that I was going to be higher.
Phil, what was yours?
32 or 31. Yeah.
Yeah, both Lucas and Phil have like scarily low scores.
Dude, mine was like 9. I was like, what the fuck? I was like,
Yeah,
how did I get single digit?
that is as concerning to me as the 180s and 200 pluses we've got. I don't know
How
what
the,
the
how
fuck
the
is
fuck
wrong
is
with
it that me and
either of
Nathan are so similar, yet I got like 9, he's like 150? Like,
Well, how many blows to the head have
we
you
were
taken?
consistently like in the Discord, people were posting their results, and there was like the average seems to be about like 130 to 160. And
yeah, I
there's
feel
some
that's
like
probably the
high
answer.
180s. I know a guy, and I'm not going to out him. He works for like a fairly major company. He's a friend of mine. Visited him on the way. He scored 200, like
Oh my god,
203.
that's max.
Yeah,
Like,
like, you can't get higher than that. That's kind of based.
yeah, I feel that's actually probably the difference. I've had many concussions. I don't think Nathan's had as many as I have. So
Yeah, myself as well.
Yeah, I've
Yep.
fell out of a
Team
tree.
brain
But other
damage.
than that, don't think there's a lot of head trauma. Oh fuck, boys, I'm tired.
Yeah, I was gonna say we never record in the morning because I'm on the move today. So I was like, okay, well, if
What
we're
are
gonna get an
you
episode
doing in
in,
Nashville? What happens in Nashville anyway?
Sorry,
partying up
continue.
with cowboys, dude.
Based.
Yeah,
You know what? I want
a
to
little
see
bit
this.
gay.
Yeah,
Nah.
that's pretty gay, but like, is it the
Brokeback
good kind of
BR.
gay or the bad kind of gay? I don't know.
Hey, I tried the Southwest flavor. I gotta get me some Appalachian cowboy now. Speaking of surviving the States, Lucas, you're still alive. No one killed you and took your position on the show.
Yeah,
I am
gonna say, I thought
truly,
you'd
I
at
am
least, like,
truly
catch around.
disappointed in our community. I
I
don't
thought they
know.
would be bad.
I like no one even walked up to me in the street and put a gun on my mouth. Like nothing. Like it was ridiculous. As I mentioned, every time I post, I made it easy. I practically like live streamed where I fucking was at all times. I post Instagram stories every time I was somewhere, and then like people would just like send me the full address and location of where I was, including my friend's apartment, and then like nothing happened. No one turned up. I thought like someone was gonna at least do something, but no, nothing happened. But I did have a very good time. But I was hoping a gun autist would try and accost me at some point, but no.
I'm disappointed. I'm
Very
genuinely
disappointed.
yeah.
You guys all need to do better. All our listeners.
You
This
did
is
get
a
doxxed
scolding.
a good amount of times, I think.
You all need to get better at like attempted assassinations. This is ridiculous.
My life didn't feel threatened even once.
No, not once. Again, this just goes back to like I think everyone else worries too much about shit, and I don't worry about anything ever because like I was like, anyone I told about this was like, oh my god, are you not like worried? I was like, no. I was like, no, nothing's gonna happen. Like, I was like, even if it does, it'll be very funny and be worth it. Like so.
Do it for the fucking Phil. What did you send me this morning? It was no balls. Nah, do it for the plot.
Do it for the plot.
Exactly. Yeah, do it for the plot.
This was a very do it for the plot move.
I go around my life just trying to collect stories I can tell at bars to be funny, and so like I was just like someone like pulling a gun at me in the street would be I would genuinely laugh out loud. I would fucking cry laughing, and like
You
just
know
nothing.
that meme of the bell curve, and like one end there's a troglodyte, and the middle there's a crying normie, and on the right side there's like the enlightened one.
Yeah.
I don't know why this whole thing is reminding me of it. It's like the 150 versus 9 on the autism test, and neither one of you.
Neither are concerned about putting their lives in danger for the meme.
Yeah. The midwits are all panicking about the idea of like posting their address to the internet. Meanwhile, I'm just like, it'll be fine. What's going to happen?
It'll be fine. It's gonna be
At
funny.
worst, something funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come say hi.
Yeah. Tell us more about your Tampa trip. I saw you shot guns? Which
I
is
did
something you
shoot
don't
guns,
really get to
and
do in Ireland.
So I felt like a father out with his retarded British children because
yeah.
I went with some Brits and my Irish friend, and they had never shot guns before. There was a Canadian there, and he was very good. He had previously been hunting, but he'd never like shot like any sort of like AR or pistol. But he was like pretty natural. He got it picked up really quick. He was fine. Meanwhile, the Brits were like, as we're walking in, one of them leans over and he's like, do the gun people load the guns for you? Do you have to do it yourself? And I'm like, what the? I was like, don't just fucking watch me, for fuck's sake! Like,
Dude, some places they'll do that for you. If you rent guns, they will sit there. They put the gun in your hands on safe. Okay, here's the safety. I'm out, and then they'll fucking take the gun off you and reload it for you. So that is absolutely
insane.
a thing. Oh yeah,
that is insane. To be fair, one thing I understood they're kind of shock at, which I remember the first time I was shooting with Nathan was like this at a gun range, where like you pick out whatever gun you want to use or everything, and then they just like put it in a box and they go, here you go, and they just hand it to you, and you're kind of like, all right. So they were like shocked at that, and I was like, yeah, to be fair, I do remember the first time that I shot being like, wow, this is surprising that they'll just hand me a gun and be like, good luck. Like,
Yeah.
But dude,
But,
people will absolutely just fucking rent a gun, go out on the range, and just off themselves.
Oh,
that's what I was
dude, that
thinking. I was going like,
happens a lot.
is anyone just like fucking just loaded the magazine, bang, shot themselves in front of the guy?
Oh yeah, it
Like,
happens like somewhat often.
Yeah, I'm in a group chat with
Nice.
some dudes that like it started as a store owner work chat, and now I think like only one person works there, and everyone else works for like Raytheon or some shit. I don't know.
Relatable.
It's kind of weird how the plot of that chat went. But one kind of consistency is if they ever have someone come in and be like, "Hey, can I get a gun? Can I just like buy one bullet? Can I get one round of 9mm?" And apparently that happens kind of often. They just turn them away.
like,
Yeah.
no,
Can I
no.
can I get your cheapest shotgun and one shell?
your cheapest shotgun and your finest shotgun shell.
Just walks back into the range playing Nirvana and his cell phone. Like,
Yeah, no, that it was that was weird, but we like we went into the range, whatever, and like again, I will never be done thanking Nathan for making me like take apart Glocks and put them back together before I was ever even allowed to actually shoot a gun, because it's crazy how much that muscle memory retains of just like how to operate the weapon.
Yeah.
So like we went in like immediately, I had just like no issue, just like it was just like I just shot like last week, whatever, just picked shit up, fucking loaded magazine.
I was gonna say the last time you
thing.
shot a gun was like a year ago.
Literally, the last time I shot a gun was when we last shot together, so that
Yeah.
was a year ago. That was last November. So
Yeah.
but it was fine. I think, and then I just spent my time just trying to make sure these guys didn't fucking off themselves by accident. Like they were like leaning away from the gun, like a fucking they just kickback was just fucking insane every single shot. They didn't even look where they were shooting. They were like one of them was just like oh, the fucking metal that comes out keeps burning me. I was like, the fucking shell. I was like, stop being a pussy. Like, just fucking lean in, dickhead. Like, but it was a fun day. We had a good time. I just tried to make sure they didn't die, and no one died, and I had fun getting back into it, and hopefully didn't embarrass myself too much. I posted some photos or videos in the Discord of me shooting, and I was just like, yeah, fucking roast me, see how bad I am. But I think I was all right.
I think you did good, especially considering this is like the third or fourth time in your life you've ever shot. You're
Straight
doing
up.
significantly better than a lot of people I know who've been shooting their entire lives. So
yeah, like I literally just had not picked up a gun again since like November, and even that, like as I said, it's like my third or fourth time shooting ever. So like it was fun though. I had a good time, and but it was very like, to be fair, I will say like Nathan, we've been to ranges where, you know, they've got like a laundry list of fucking rules of shit you're allowed to do and not allowed to do.
normally
I will
when you're here, I just take you out to like a patch of land and we just run drills.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and to be fair to this place, they actually were pretty chill. Like they didn't have a ton of rules. They like, you know, like a lot of people will be like no rapid fire or anything. They were like, we don't give a fuck, do whatever you want.
That
like,
is
"All right, cool."
surprising. That is very surprising. You'd figure it'd just be full of like dudes with Dragos Meg dumping into the ceiling.
Yeah, that's what I expected. I really thought it was going to be like, you know, no rapid fire, fucking like, you know, like I remember I went shooting once at a range in Canada, Nathan, without you actually, and it was very like you mentioned, like I had to, like the minute it was done, I had to put the gun down on the fucking thing and put my hands away, and like someone came over and unloaded it, and I was like, what the fuck? This year they were just like, yeah, box of ammo, go. I was like, all right, cool.
Canadian Rangers are fucking gay.
Yeah.
I mean, at least any of the ones that I've been to. I remember my first time going to an American range, and like I'm very much of the mind, go find a plot of land in the middle of nowhere and just, you know, do your shit. And that's what I do 90% of the time. But sometimes, like especially with friends, or, you know, to choose something inaccessible, or for someone to choose a handgun. In this case, I was coming back from, God, where was it? I don't know, America somewhere.
Oh my god.
I don't know. I still don't even have a grasp of the geography, dude. Somewhere
left of where I usually am.
I was going to say, keep in mind, this is the guy who drove to Idaho by just going left. Like,
it worked. It worked.
He got there. He did get there.
It
So
took
I mean,
twice as long as I thought it would, but it worked. Fuck. What? So I was driving back with a friend who'd never shot a gun. So I'm just like, hey, there's a sign, like a fucking billboard for a range. I'm like, hey, you want to go try it? So we went there, and I rented, I think, a Glock 34. And the guy just hands it to me in like a little bin, hands me a box of 9mm and turns his back. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that was this place in Florida too. They were just like, there you go, and they just walked away. I was like,
Yeah.
all right. Like,
Wait,
I think
all of you were
like
foreign nationals, right, Lucas?
yeah, as well. Yeah, like there
I was
wasn't
gonna
a
say, I'd
single
be
American there with us. It was a fucking British, Irish, and Canadian guy.
That's
yeah,
funny.
I'd be very disappointed if there were like Americans with you that are like, oh, does the gun person load the gun for you?
Yeah. No, it was funny enough. My drunk Irish friend was actually very good. I was kind of shocked. He was I assume he had a few drinks that morning because his hands were steady as shit. But he was
That's professional right there.
yeah, he
This
was
man
like
shoots.
This
it
man
was funny because
knows.
like the others were all like one of them was like the British guys was like he literally couldn't load the magazine. He's like, I can't get it down, and I was like, push the fucking bullet. I was like, down. And like then he's like, you do it for me, and I was like, no, you're gonna learn today, bitch. And like I made him he loads the magazine, he puts it on thing. He's like, all right, you load it. I'm like, no, you fucking put it in. I was like, hit the bottom. Like we're trying to like get him just to fucking load this like pistol. And then in comparison, my Irish friend, I was just like, come here. He's like, walks over, and I'm like, watch me. And I just like put the things in, load the thing, rack the slide, shoot. I'm like, all right, you do it. He goes, okay, and he just does it perfectly, like first try, like no issue. And I was like,
Just
like,
imagine it's a British soldier.
yeah, seriously, I was like, there has to be some like IRA genetic imprinting in us or something. Like,
Wow.
yeah, right. We're just like
Yeah,
having
they're
as we're
looking at it,
shooting, we
man.
suddenly after shooting we turn around, we're suddenly just wearing a balaclava. We're like, where the fuck did this come from? Like, but,
He's just like, why does this M16 just feel like home?
yeah, just
Might as well
quietly
in the
start
night.
quietly start humming my little Armalite, and they've never heard the song before. Like,
Lucas, I want to know
just-
some of your biggest like culture shocks coming here. I mean, you've been in America before, like multiple times, but
yeah, so actually, I had a weird experience because like I've been to America a few times, but I was with people that hadn't been to America a few times, and it was more so like they were getting the culture shocks I had the first time around, and I was kind of going, "Oh yeah, I remember that is weird," you know, like
That's meant to be weird.
yeah, like I'm kind of just like used to it at this stage. There's also like you have to do this thing as well where you have to like translate yourself for America, right? So like,
Oh my god. How hard is it for you to order water?
yeah, dude, yeah. So
Okay,
I was
thank fuck.
dude, so my I was with my buddy named Niall, right? Now Niall's from Birmingham, so when he says Niall, it comes out like no, right? And they're like, "What's your name?" He's like, "No," and they're like, "What?" And I was
It's a
like,
fucking
"Niall."
guttural sound.
Yeah, I would translate for him. I just go, "Niall." His name is Niall, and they'd be like, "Oh, okay." Like, and he'd be like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, "Yeah, man, just no one could
You have to
understand
do that
anything
with
you
them.
say." Yeah, I was like it's more like the term. So like instead of saying like car park, I have to be like, oh, it's over by the parking lot, you know, and like stuff like that. Although there's like some weird thing that happens to me every time I go to America, where like my Irish accent like tenfolds as a sort of defense mechanism. Like I become significantly more Irish than I am when I'm in Ireland, and I don't know why. But it is hilarious just how like you can get away with absolutely anything if you have an Irish accent in America. Like it does not fucking matter. Like
He's just foreign. He doesn't know.
yeah, like it's ludicrously easy. So like first of all, Tampa is just filled with sluts, just 20-year-old college sluts, right? And
That's
now
what
I
it's
have
known
a
for,
girlfriend, so that almost made it worse because that means I have like zero inhibitions around women. I'm not being like, I want to impress this girl. I'm just like, I don't give a fuck, get away from me. And like so we were like out at like bars and shit, and we went to one Irish in quotes Irish bar
Oh,
called
dude,
Right.
they're a mess.
did they even
Yeah.
serve whiskey?
Oh yeah, so it's called McDinton's, right? And we go in, and it's like kind of like an outdoor sort of bar. Like there's like a window where you order your drinks, and then there's like kind of like an outdoor with a canopy and thing, right? And I go up and they're like, oh yeah, what can we get you? And I was like, can I get a just a like Jack Daniels and Coke? And they're like, oh sorry, we don't serve whiskey. And I was like, what? A fucking Irish bar that doesn't serve whiskey? And I was like, what do you have? They go, we have Guinness, and like they give me Guinness in a plastic cup, and I fucking lost it. I started screaming for the manager. I was like, what the fuck is this? And I was like, lost my fucking mind. And as I'm just like losing it, like in the fucking corner of this bar, and the like group of American girls hear me and are like, oh my God, are you from Ireland? And they come over, and I'm just like, yeah, and I'm like, yeah, and I'm fucking pissed. What the fuck is going on? And like they're like, oh my God, that's so funny. I'm usually going to fall on rage or like screaming, like going absolutely insane over this. And which I want to find point that it is funny that even though I am Irish, I order American whiskey, I order bourbon, I order Jack Daniels, and they still don't have that shit. And then I found that you can just like insult American girls in an Irish accent, and they just think it's funny. And I just be like, what the fuck is wrong with all you cunts here over having a fucking clue what you're doing with fucking Irish fucking pubs? And I'm like, Americans are fucking retarded. I'm just like losing my mind. And they're just going like, haha, you're so funny. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. I'm dead serious right now. But yeah, it was funny, like just like doing shit like that. And also you can just like, I would just again, that like thing, they just assume that like, oh, he's from Europe, it's different over there. Like I just say shit, I just be dropping like faggot, retard, gay, and then they'd look at me and I just go, I'm from Ireland, we're allowed to say that there. And they just be like, okay. And I just be like, so he's a fucking faggot. And I just keep going. Like,
where I'm from, that means smoking. Anyway.
Yeah. Like I just like, you could tell them anything was acceptable in Ireland. They'd just be like, oh, it's a cultural thing. And I'd be like, yeah, fucking retards. But so I'll start with like the funniest story I think I have from this whole trip. So on I arrived on Tuesday night, but the main event that I was at didn't start until Saturday, right? So Saturday, it started like 8 a.m. So like I'm up at 8 a.m. We've all been out drinking every night since we got there. I get up, I'm wearing like a suit and shit. I go to this event. There's like talks and like all this, like 200 people there, all this shit going on. Now by about 2 p.m. jet lag has hit me like a fucking truck, and at one point I actually fell asleep sitting there, and luckily I was wearing sunglasses so no one could tell, and my buddy elbows me and I fucking woke up and I was like, I gotta fucking get out of here. I was like, I gotta go like just walk around the street or something, right? So I look over, my British friend is like also falling asleep, so I'm like, let's go, right? So we walk around a street down there called Ebor Street, which every time someone said it to me I thought they were saying E-Boy Street. And I was like, have they got a fucking like Bussy Street here? What the fuck are they talking about? But it's called Ebor Street. It's like a party street. So we're walking around. We get like a Red Bull. Like we're fucking like trying to like wake ourselves up and shit. And at one point, me and him are both wearing suits, sitting outside a cigar bar. And this black dude and his girlfriend that walk by, they're dressed for Halloween. There's like a Halloween event going on. Everyone's walking by in costumes. And they walk by us. And 5 minutes later, he doubles back. And my British friend is a massive pussy about everything, and he's going like, "Oh no, what the fuck's he want? Oh no!" Right? And I'm going like, "Calm down, right?" This dude walks up and goes, and it says, "Hey, really sorry to bother you guys, but we're going to a Halloween party, and I'm dressed as like a dead guy, and I was wondering if I get a picture with you guys. You look like a couple of contract killers." And we were like, "All right." And so we took a photo with this random black dude who then added me on Snapchat and sent me the photo. And
sick.
We're like we're just having like doing side quests in the middle of this fucking event, right? The event finishes and we go to the fucking this after that was the boat. We're going on a boat, big fucking yacht, right? A starship yacht. People in the Tampa know that shit apparently. We go out in this boat. My buddy gives me an Adderall because I'm fucking dead. So at this point I'm at this stage of the night. Yeah, I'm like 8 Jack and Cokes and a fucking Adderall and like 2 cans of Red Bull in.
You're
right?
just taking like teenager meth.
Yeah, like straight up, dude. I was fucking locked the fuck in. Like I think I talked to someone for like an hour about God knows fucking what. Like I was just fucking ready to go, right? So I was like, this is sick, right? So
did it give you alkaline shits? Like did your poop smell like batteries? Weird question.
I'll be honest with you, I can't remember most of my bowel movements. I was very drunk for the entire time I was there, and I don't really know. Like, it's very hazy. Like, yeah. I would assume as much. I don't think I had a solid shit the entire time I was there. Yeah, everything was liquid.
Yeah, welcome to our shitty food.
Yeah, actually, that's another weird thing. At one point we bought like $400 worth of groceries, and I was like, even when I'm eating like chicken breast and rice, everything feels like it has no nutritional value. What is this? Like, why is like
yeah?
Like, why is everything? There was tons of stuff as well that had like fucking what was it like on the food it would have a sign that says like no growth hormone or like things used. I was like, why the fuck do you have to label that? What the fuck? Like we just don't have that. Like but yeah, there was loads of weird shit like that. And after we go to the fucking boat, or we're fucked up. Then of course it's like midnight now, and the boys are like, let's go to a bar, and I'm like, of course we're going to a bar. So we go to a place called Bar Howard, and it was just a fucking degenerate cesspool. It was Halloween, every girl had their fucking ass out. It was just absolute insanity. So I again I'm now drunk, high as shit on meth, and I'm like, I have zero inhibition. And so like I was going, right, the place was filled with girls. I was going, I can't do anything, but I can wingman like a motherfucker for my American friends who are shit with girls, right? So I was like, right, I go to my buddy David, I go, point to a group of girls. And he goes, all right. He points to this group of 3 girls. I walk up and I just go, how are you? I'm from Ireland. We don't do Halloween like you lot do. Can I get a photo with yous? Like, oh my God, you're from Ireland. Like, get a fucking photo with them and go, have you met David? And just bring David over, right? And he's like, hey, what's up? What's going on? And like, I was just like, start like talking to this random group of girls. I'm like distracting the fatty who was like telling me about how she like visited Ireland once and was a thing. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's fucking class. That's mad. That's so cool. I was like, like talking to this fucking like randomers, keeping distracted. He's talking to like one of the hot ones, and but the problem is that being like Irish, it means you're fucking like exotic over there, and these are all drunk 20-year-old college girls. So like as he is mid-sentence talking to her, this fucking girl grabs my hand, goes, "Oh my God, are these tattoos real?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then she's like, "Oh my God, that's so fucking cool. You're definitely like married or something." I'm like, "Don't touch me." Like just like pull my hand away, and then she's like, just it starts just feeding me hits of a THC dab pen, right? So I'm just like, at first I was fine. I was like, this is grand, this is great. I'm having such a good night. I'm 10 Jack and Cokes in at this stage, and they start going like, oh, we're gonna go get pizza, right? And I was like, all right, have fun. I'm not leaving, and my buddy Dave was like going with them, right? And I was like, great, David, have a good night. And then this fucking girl leans over past me and goes, you should tell your friend not to come. He's not getting anything tonight. And I'm like, but David's lovely though. And she goes, you should come home with me. I'm like, no, and just walk away.
No, take home David.
Yeah, I'm like, David, good luck. Like, Godspeed, brother. Like, and so I walk back into the bar and of course have a few more drinks. And then all of a sudden, all at once, everything hits me. Like 3 Red Bulls, the 13 Jack and Cokes, the Adderall, the 6 hits of dab pen, and I am now just holding on to the bar like Jesus on a cross, just like eyes closed, being like, oh my God, I'm gonna fall off the planet, like just like trying not to die. Eventually I just like slowly just sat down, and I was just like, had my eyes open, like staring at a single point on the ground, being like, if I just stare here, I won't die. And I was like in my peripherals just tracking my friend's feet. And I was like, my large friend Lewis is to the left of me. As long as he is here, I'm safe. And like, just like trying not to fucking like vomit, like bleed out my eyes, throw up, die. And like we sit there for about like 10 minutes and like just Lewis leans down every 5 minutes going like, you all right? And I'm like, yes, don't go anywhere. He's like, all right. Just like walks around again. And so we get up and I now like regained motor functions and I'm like, I need to get home. So I just order an Uber and then go, I've ordered an Uber, we're leaving. And they're just like, all right. So I walk to the front of the bar and I'm outside in the sidewalk and I was holding on to a stop sign and my head leaning against it, just being like, if I just hold on to this, I can't fall over and die. And my Irish buddy, Andy, leans over to me and he slurs to me, would you mind if I went and said goodbye to everyone else? Now, as far as I knew, everyone we knew was standing right there. But I was like, whatever the fuck you want to do, go. So there was 10 minutes to the Uber. There was a good amount of time. He goes off, the Uber arrives, he's not there, and I was just like, I'm getting in. I can't do anything. I just fall into this Uber. I'm sitting in the back in the middle with my 2 friends either side of me, and there's this aircon blowing on my face, and I'm like, this is the only thing keeping me alive right now. Get back to the fucking Airbnb, and I go in, and then we're like, fuck, Andy's not here. I was like, right, well, I'm going to wait up for Andy for a little bit and hope he gets back. So I stay up for like 2 hours in the kitchen, just being like, yeah, let's hope that Andy arrives. He does not. I go like at this stage I'm like, I'm fucked, like I have to actually go lie down. Now, me and Andy were sharing a large king size bed because our friend fucked up the beds in the fucking Airbnb, but this bed was so large that we slept beside each other every night and I never even once touched the cunt. It was grand. And so I was just like lying in the bed and I was just like, in my head I literally thought like I should go and look for him, but I literally am incapable of moving. And I was like, just like, Godspeed, Andy. It was past the fuck out, right? So I was thinking like, I'll wake up and he'll be fucking beside me, snoring his head off, right? Wake up, he's not there. So it's 11 a.m. I'm like, oh no. And my buddy knocks on the door. My British friend knocks on the door. He comes in. He goes, did Andy not come back? And I can't speak. My voice fucked. I'm just like, shake my head. And he's like, right. And he walks out of the room and he walks back in like a second later, goes, there was a shooting on that street we were on last night.
Oh yeah, that's fucking right.
I'm like, it's like me hungover and just sitting up in the bed like a zombie, just going, and then he showed me just videos of just like people shot in the street. I'm scrubbing through it looking for my friend's body, just being like, oh my God. I'm like, the one time I bring him to America, he gets shot in the head, his parents are going to kill me. And I'm like freaking out. And fucking we like I put out the red alert, right? I messaged like everyone that was with us. I like messaged like one of the guys we work with. I'm like, we can't find Andy, he's dead. And he's just like oh fuck. He's like messaging everyone he knows. He trying to find like just anyone, any info. Like I'm like people that I vaguely remember being there, being like, were you with Andy? They're like, yeah, but he left like way after us. You know where he was. So like the other boys just take this all in their stride and just kind of go, there's nothing we can do. We're going for breakfast. They leave. And I'm just like in the house on my own, just walking around in my boxers, just being like, oh God. I was like, I have to go for a shower. I gotta get dressed. I gotta go to like the hospital and see if he's there. I gotta like fucking like call the police. Like I'm like freaking out, right? And then as I'm like having a panic attack, so I knock at the door and I open it. It's Andy. He just goes, "How are you?" And just walks in, starts taking off all of his clothes as he's walking. And I'm just like, "What the fuck? Where were you?" And he goes, "Sure, I slept in a car." And I went, "What?" And he goes, "Right, here's the story." And as he's talking, he's now just in his boxers getting into the bed, right? And he goes, "So I came out the club and I looked around and there was no one there. The club was closed. There was literally the streets were empty." He goes, "And I stood there for about half an hour just going, oh, I'm stuck." And he goes, I tried to call an Uber and realized I'd lost my phone. And I was like, well, what do I do now? So Andy's Irish survival skills kicked in and he walked down the street trying car door handles until one opened, right? Got into a random car, put his seatbelt on, and then passed the fuck out. So he woke up like across the seatbelt in the back of a car, like just hanging from it, right? And
incredible.
I was like, did you fucking like freak out? He goes, no. He goes, I woke up and I sat there and I he goes, for a moment I thought, is this an Uber? And the driver has just briefly gotten out. And then he was like, no, this is not an Uber. After about 5 minutes of no one going back. And then he was like, realized he didn't have his phone. He ransacked the fucking car looking for his phone. He's like going through the glove box. Like he goes, I found a packet of Zins. I took a Zin. He's like, I just started like searching. He goes, realized the phone wasn't there. I went, right. He goes, so I got out of the car. Only thing open is a tattoo studio. So he just walked in and went, how are you? I'm from Ireland. I've lost my phone. If I give you cash, will you order me an Uber? And they were like, okay. He just gave him $40 and they got an Uber back to the place. So he got back to ours. I just ordered him Chinese food, gave him a Gatorade, and he ate it and passed out. And I was like, thank God this happened to Andy because not one of the others would have survived. I was like, everyone else.
King.
Oh, he's unbeatable.
Fucking great.
Like,
I'm pretty sure he can't
surprised
die.
didn't
I think he's immortal.
Or he has 9 lives. I don't know how many he's
It was
used.
also told to me by one of the people who doxed you that you were in a very bad area.
Yeah, no. So we were like in like the hood repeatedly. Like, and the thing is, I don't know. Again, I don't know if it's just like I'm just retarded or like what, but like I had zero fear of anything happening while the British guys were shitting themselves walking down the street.
It's you're Irish.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're gonna be fine.
Oh yeah, I was just literally, I was like, I'll be grand. Like the minute anyone, even if they pull a gun, I'll just be like, I'm just a little Irishman, leave me alone, and they'll be like, yeah, okay, fair. Like you know, so like the first night we got there, my British friend was like, I want to go to this place called Indica Cafe, and it's like a legal weed store in Tampa. And so I was like, all right, fuck it. So we go down, and they do like kratom and guava, and they also do like this like. All this illegal weed. There's a weed there that's legal. That I was like, how is this? This is just weed, and it's not Delta 8. All it is like fucking hemp they grow that they spray with THC halfway through the growing process. So it's just strong as fuck weed. I was like, what the fuck? So we get a bunch of this shit. We like, I'm drinking kratom, which like amps you up, and I'm smoking weed, which like chills you out.
Kratom is fucking crazy. Was that the first time you'd done it?
Yes, and I was high as fuck at the same time.
Yeah, kratom I've done once because I didn't know what it was, and before I was doing a fucking carbine class in Arizona, some guy who had just
before doing a carbine class.
Yes, I didn't know what it was. I was told it was natural and it helps you focus, which is not a great directive for taking any kind of drug because they say that about a lot of things. Someone handed it to me and was like, "Hey, drink this," and I was like, "Well, you know, life is but many adventures, as Lucas has demonstrated." Down the fucking thing, did the carbine class, was fucking locked in. Like, did pretty good, I think. Yeah, that shit is... afterwards, people were like, oh yeah, that shit's really addictive. It's like, oh. That's the last time I ever did it. Yeah.
No,
I don't know. You get like a buff to most of your stats, like speed, agility.
Oh
like,
my god.
But
Superman.
But like, imagine doing that and then also removing all of your motor skills. That's what I had.
Yeah.
So like, I was just like fucking freaking out, sitting in this fucking like weed cafe. There's a cat just sitting beside me. There's like a Pac-Man machine binging in the corner. Everyone there is high as tits, and I'm just there's a 75-inch TV playing Fast and Furious 2, and I'm just like having a panic attack.
It's like a nice opium den.
Straight up, literally straight up. So like I'm sitting there and I'm like, I have to go outside now, and there's like chairs outside, so I just stand up and I like dawdle outside and sit down. I was like staring at a point in the wall, trying not to like fucking die. And the thing is, when I'm like, that seems to be the effect that like copious amounts of weed has on me. I lose all motor function, but mentally I'm still pretty fucking aware. Like I'm not like even like I'm not paranoid. I'm not even that chilled out. I'm just fucking unable to do anything. So I'm like sitting there. And my buddy comes out and he's just like, "You okay?" And I'm like, yeah, I'll be fine in a minute. And then he goes, do you see that car over there? And there's like a car like in the parking lot. I'm like, yeah. And he goes, is there someone in there? And I'm like, Sarah, I'm like, yeah. And he's like, I think it's the fucking cops, man. I was like, why would that be the cops? And he's like,
They're coming for you
I
for
don't like to
taking
look at that.
freedom.
He's like, I don't like to look at that. We gotta go. And I was like, I cannot walk for at least 5 minutes. And so like eventually I'm like, all right, let's go. We like go back to Airbnb. At this stage, I've chilled out. I'm like not like that fucked up anymore. I'm like, all right, I'm fine. And he's like, oh, I can't be sitting here. I gotta go for a walk. I gotta get out. And I was like, all right, I'll take you for a walk like a fucking dog. And so I like just we're in like a residential area with like very wide roads but no sidewalk, right? So we're walking like on the road like towards the direction of cars, so they'll see us if they're driving down the road. And we're like walking, and a car is coming down the road, and he's like from behind me. He's just like, oh no. And I'm like, what? He's like, why is that car going so slow? I was like, because we're in a fucking residential neighborhood. And he's like, oh, I don't like to look at that, man. We got to go. I'm like, just shut the fuck up and just keep walking. And we walk. The car drives by us like normally. And then he's like, man, that could have been end. They could have fucking guns or something. I was like, we were going to get shot in a drive-by like in the middle of a fucking... Why? We're not...
It just strafes you guys.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, the fuck are you talking about? And so then we're walking down like the sidewalk at the stage, and there's like a black guy just walking towards us, and he's just like, oh no, cross the road. And I'm just like, do not cross the road. There's 6 lanes of traffic. You're gonna die. I was like, just keep walking. First the guy walks by us, no problem. He's like, oh man, he was a proper gangster. I was like, he's just a black guy. Like he's just a normal black guy. Like I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
England?
So I found out that in general, the Brits are just massive pussies who get scared of absolutely everything, and then the weed heightens that.
Just most of us. The
ones I was with, I mean, I've met tough cunt British dudes too, but these are just the ones I was with. They were terrified of fucking everything, even when they weren't high. I was like, the fuck is wrong with you cunts? Like at one point we were like, again, not high at all. We're getting an Uber from this second Airbnb we're in. Like they were like, this is in the hood. And I get there, I'm like, lads, we're beside the largest shopping mall in Tampa, and the university is like 5 minutes from here. What the fuck are you talking about? And they're like, oh no, it's proper Dodge around here, man. I'm like, no, it's not. What the fuck? And like, I was like, lads, we're actually going to the gun range. I'm like, order the Uber. So they order the Uber, right? And then the Uber drives past the house, like 5 doors down. And I'm like, what the fuck? And he only goes, I didn't want, there's like a bunch of black guys, right? I didn't want them seeing us like all leaving at once in case they tried to like break in or something. So I did it. We have to go like one at a time to get in the Uber so they don't see us all leaving. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I was like, first of all, they are just 3 black dudes standing outside their car playing music, laughing and joking. They are normal fucking dudes. I was like, second of all, if these are these terrifying gangsters you think they are, why would they wait for us to leave? They just come up with a gun and put it in our face. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he's like doing a covert ops to get into an Uber. And like I was like, you cunts go, I'm ordering another Uber. I just ordered an Uber to the fucking house and get in. And like there was like no issues at all. But yeah, they were fucking terrified the entire fucking time we were there. But no, it was I like Tampa. Tampa was very nice. It was I had a good time despite all these stories that seem contrary to that. I had everyone there was very, very nice to me. I never had any issues. I saw Ric Flair. That was cool. Woo, Danger Boy. Ric Flair was just chilling in a bar we were in, surrounded by like 3 20-year-old girls, and I was like, fucking good man, good job. And I wanted to get a photo with him, but I also know he's a psychopath and I didn't want to interrupt him in front of the girls, so I just took a covert photo through the bar. And then I went outside, and the golf cart that he drives around Tampa, that's a Ric Flair branded golf cart, is just sitting there. And apparently he lives like 2 floors below my friend in his apartment building. I was like, what the fuck?
Sick.
But yeah, no, Tampa's very cool. There's like lots of shit to do. The weather's always fucking amazing. I went to the beach. The beach was fun. I like the beach. But yeah, that's my main Tampa stories. I somehow survived. I'm very upset that not one person tried to kill me with a gun.
Apart from that random mass shooter.
Yeah,
got the wrong club.
I was going to say I saw photos of the shooter in the news. I'm like, is this the new co-host?
Yeah.
But is this guy funny?
Yeah, he didn't look
Yeah.
very funny, but he might have
fucking missed.
You fucking miss. If you come for the best, you best not miss.
Well, you have to be lucky every time, but we have to be lucky once, motherfucker. It was cool. There's lots of shit to do in Tampa. It's like there's also like a copious amount of fucking bars. It's a college town, so there's just like whole streets are nothing but bars and shit. Do not go to McDinton's. It's a shithole, and I will burn that place to the ground.
It doesn't even have fucking whiskey. They've got Guinness though.
Shit Guinness they put in plastic cups. Disgusting.
What the fuck?
Well, your next time in have you ever been to Vegas? Because for SHOT Show.
Yeah, I want to come to SHOT Show. I'll come to SHOT Show.
Yes.
I've never been to Vegas.
You've never it's the kind of town that I feel like you would run rampant in. And it would be terrifying.
Vegas
I feel like
disgusting though.
When I tell these stories, I feel like I sound like I do sound like an absolute degenerate. But literally, I don't drink aside from when I'm out of the country. Like that's the thing. Like I don't do any of this shit at home. Like I just don't leave my house at home, and I don't drink, and I'm very chill.
You play Alan Wake 2 and record with us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then like I go to another country, and I'm like, there's no rules. No one here knows me. And I just lose it. Like.
Yeah, it's literally lads on tour. It's a great British tradition.
Yeah, literally lads on tour. We had a guy. So the guy that organized our Airbnb, John Prince, who is like the most like striking looking Indian man you've ever seen, with like hair like a lion down to his waist, and is just always wears sandals everywhere. He organized our fucking Airbnb, and he just kept inviting random people back to the Airbnb. As in, like, he tells like, oh, this person's staying with us now. Like the first time, like he had us all to a group chat, and I was like, I recognize everyone in the group chat. Then I was like, who the fuck is Nam Tran? And John was like, oh, I met him like once a year ago. He's a Vietnamese guy. I was like, you invited a random Vietnamese guy just to stay with us for like 10 days? And he was like, yeah. I was like, oh, fucking great. Met Namtron. Namtron is just like a blank slate of a human who I like, despite living with him for 10 days, I learned not a single thing about him. And he had the most like thick Vietnamese accent I've ever heard in my entire life. And like at one point he was in another room and I was like, where's Namtron? Namtron. And he walks in. I was like, what's up, man? And he looks at me and he just pulls up his shirt and just goes, and like slaps his belly, and I was like, "What the fuck is that? Is that a threat? What the fuck does that mean?" And like,
he was asserting dominance.
Yeah. When it was like he's meant to like drop to all fours and start beating his chest, like, but he was just like I came to the conclusion that like he didn't understand a word we said the entire time we were there, because you talk to him and then he just be like, "Ha ha ha." I think he was just very like happy being like, oh, I'm here with friends, I have friends, and we were like, yeah, no, I'm trying to your class, and like he didn't understand anything we fucking said the entire time. But he was cool as fuck. I love Namtron. He do this thing where he would just tell everyone a different name that he had. Like people like, what, like he's out at the bar and he's talking to some girl and she's like, "What's your name?" And he just goes, "Justin." And then looks at my friend and smiles. And he's like, "What the fuck?" Like he just did this constantly. Like he at one point he told one of the guys we were with that his name was Henry. I was like, "No, it's not. His name is Namtron." He's lying to you.
Look at him. That is not Henry.
Yeah, his name's not Henry. Look at him. He's like, "Hello, my name's Henry." And I'm like, "That's not Henry." But
holy shit!
There was a massage chair in our Airbnb that went fully horizontal, and at one point Namtron was like, "Okay, I'm going to bed," and he like walks off. I was like, "Good night, Namtron." And he disappears, and then I was like, "I'm gonna go use this." 10 minutes later, I was like, "I'm gonna try the massage chair," and I walk in, and Namtron is in the massage chair, fully horizontal, holding a laptop on his lap, and is just typing. And I stared at him for about 5 minutes. So he looked at you and went, "Oh, hello," and I was like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Working," and I was like, "All right." I just left. And he just man's like in zero gravity on a massage chair typing.
Namtron is actually worth billions in
I believe
South Asia.
Namtron for
I believe for billions in America. I think I have this theory that he's just like secretly like a multi-millionaire or something. He's like just this fucking weird little man, but he was great. But like because there was like no like personality behind him, we just made up Namtron lore. Like we were just being like, we're gonna fucking one of us gonna walk to the bathroom in the night, our foot's gonna go through the floor into a bamboo trap, and we're gonna be like, "Ah, he's got me!" Like, he's gonna pop out in a fucking rice paddy hat with a fucking AK. Who'd be like, "Oh fuck!" He's like, "I heard you making fun of me," and we'll be like, "Oh shit!"
Belly before lighting you up.
Fucking
yeah, I was like, you open the
pit
fridge and a
house.
fucking big bamboo spike trap swings down into your back, and you're like, "Ah!" Like, yeah, he slaps his belly at you. You're like,
Got you, motherfucker.
Yeah, but no, Namtron was great. We also were like we dealt with like everything in just the most dickhead way. So like John's ghost was again randomly like goes, oh yeah, Tamim is staying with us. We're like, who the fuck is Tamim? And he's like, yeah, he's gonna be here at like midnight. And we're like, John, there's not enough beds. Everyone's got a bed. And he was like, yeah, there's a big couch. And we're like, fuck. So John goes to bed, and we're like, we have like literally like half an hour for Tamim gets there. So I was like, I'm just gonna put pillows and blankets on the couch and hope he gets the message. And then everyone just locked themselves in their bedroom. Like, here's the door. Here's guy outside being like, hello. And we're just like all like quietly hiding in our bedrooms, hoping he figures it out. Tampa's fun. That was a good time. I would suggest Tampa. I swear, if I go somewhere, if I go to SHOT Show and I put a bounty on my head and not one person tries to claim it, I will be
SHOT
fucking
Show
enraged.
is the place where at least you know everyone else is armed. So
it's like I seriously, there were so many people that were like messaging me my full address, being like, I live 10 minutes from there. I'm like, come get me, dickhead. What the fuck?
At least come hang out. Like, come on.
one of these days you're going to tempt fate too much, and we're going to find you in like a bunch of plastic bags, and we'll have a new co-host.
Yeah, but think how funny that'll be. Think how funny that'll be, though.
I genuinely thought we would get like a text of just Lucas's head. Like
that's the podcast artwork. That's the podcast artwork. It's just my various body parts in plastic bags with my head smiling. Like, just like,
Gotcha, bitch.
We've got like a mystery podcast.
Yeah, I legit thought that at least one person would approach you, but no one did. But I did have the most like based Uber driver ever, where he was every like boomer FUD you could possibly imagine. The dude was like ex Air Force, was an ex firefighter. He's like in like a pickup truck with like fucking like bumper stickers all over it about like fucking gun rights and shit. And I was like, this guy rules.
Those are the most
That was the
class
Uber that picked you up. That's based.
Yeah, and I get in and I start talking to him, and then at one point he goes, he started. I can't remember we were talking about like random, like I was just like, I gotta ask this guy like political questions. This is gonna be funny. So like we're just talking about like random shit. I think we're talking about like the Israel Palestine shit, and he just goes, and like I hate to say it, but like these fucking, excuse my French, but like these fucking towel heads. And I was like, I haven't heard towel heads in years. I was like, that's like an OG slur.
That's like early 2000s. Like
I was like, this rules.
What a throwback.
That's Iraq.
He was great. He fucking ruled. I did worry he was in like a catfish situation because he's like it tells me a sad story about his wife dying years ago, and then he's like, I got a girlfriend though, I met her on TikTok, and I'm like, oh no.
God.
And then I have a feeling she might be an older OnlyFans lady, because he was going like, he starts going like, she said to me like, you know, you getting like jealous all these guys on like my TikTok and the comments, and I was like, I don't care, like I'm the one that gets to see you at night, and I was like, all right, man. I was like, that's cool.
Sick.
Good luck with that, brother. You know, like, and then I was like, this is probably like a dude. He's definitely getting catfished. Like,
I haven't met her yet. She's up in Minnesota.
Dude, straight up, he was like, she's flying down this weekend. I was like, good luck.
It's a dude.
Yeah. I find that really funny. Some of my best
experiences I hope that guy accepts
drivers in the United States in random places. We had one guy in Vegas who was like, he was a SIGINT guy in, you know, Iraq, and he was an Uber driver in Vegas, but he moved way the fuck into the mountains just to be away from literally every cell signal. That guy had fucking crazy stories. Of
course, that's the guy that you get as a driver.
Like times you're like fighting a Wendigo. Like, dude,
we were talking about guns because he's like, oh, like we had our SHOT Show passes, so he's like, oh, what are you here in town for? You know, the homeboy was carrying a silencer like a Maxim 9. That was his.
Fuck
yeah,
awesome,
mega based.
Yeah, like you don't even see that. Those guns barely work, but I respect the drip so much.
Massive drip though.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you'd fucking like you'd pull that out in a self-defense situation, just like fucking smoke someone and then look around and be like, wait, no one? Okay.
No one's freaking out. All right.
I'm just gonna fucking walk off and grab my casings.
Yeah. But like that is super fucking cool. But yeah, no, he ended up getting into like a SIGINT thing, and it turned out he was a prepper in the Nevada mountains somewhere. But yeah, based. I love America. Badass. I love America. There's no other country in the world where I've had like where the stories happen as quickly and as frequently and are just kind of like the norm.
Dude, so many wonderful weirdos.
Yeah, just like GTA NPC interactions. Like Like,
Just little side quests.
you see little little exclamation marks on the map and you go up to them. That's just like every day in Tampa or Vegas.
Yep.
Dude, in
Also-
a Montana bar like years ago, I was wearing one of my jackets I'd spray painted a gadget onto the back of, and someone picks up on my accent while I'm wearing this. And I was drinking pretty heavily in this little Lincoln, Montana, actually, stomping ground of Uncle Ted. But
Yeah, based.
so I was rambling about the government in this bar with like a friend out there, and pretty soon like a couple people had like joined in, and we were getting like deep into it. This was like 2019 or 2020.
Okay, so like peak boogaloo kind of.
Yeah, so I was going off. I was like, it's all going down, guys. Like shit's getting real. They're getting real aggressive about this stuff. Everyone's like, yeah, this Brit's talking a lot of sense, and we were like just going down the fucking rabbit hole. I'm like, oh my god, this is the kind of thing you can just get into in a fucking bar in the middle.
Yeah, you could not get away with
rural
that in
Montana.
Canada. You would be
No,
fucking.
no. I start rambling like that in a fucking pub in England. Like, I'm gonna get pulled out of there in cuffs.
Yeah, you got a license for that vernacular. Like,
Yeah.
this is something that kind of gets me. Walmart sells dildos here, and everyone I say
No,
that to,
what?
like, yeah, like they probably do in fucking Nashville.
You know, I noticed Walgreens sells sex toys now too.
Yeah, everywhere sells sex toys, and I
It's
don't
weird.
think that was a thing in Canada.
And they're not like hidden or locked away. It's literally just
Yeah.
like on the shelf next to like just other normal products.
That's something that about America is very different here as well. It's just like,
Yeah.
like there's these stores that just seem to sell everything. This is like not common in other countries, but like there's these stores in America like Walmart and CVS that are like they just have everything. Like there's like you can buy just like everything. Like here, like if you go to like a pharmacy, like a drugstore, it has like drugs.
Yeah.
That's
And
it.
you,
Like
you
it's
buy
got like
condoms, but, you can't buy.
but like you can buy condoms.
At Shoppers Drug Mart,
No,
at least
yeah.
as far as I know, in Canada.
A vibrating butt plug at Walmart.
Yeah, but in Walmart, guess what you can buy? A vibrating butt plug, and it's just like out. And there's multiple colors.
This is see, you've come to America during the fall of Rome. Like just 5 years ago, you could go to Walmart and buy like a case of 223.
Yeah.
Now you can't buy a case of 223, but you can buy a vibrating butt plug. What happened, America?
I
first
don't know.
time.
It's like Walmart doesn't have ammo anymore, but they do have like bargain dick pills. On that note,
The
I think
country has
everyone should add
fallen.
some like budget dick pills and maybe some kratom to their everyday carries so they can get that quick burst of performance if they ever need to.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Nathan, you came here just in time for both the worst times and the funniest times.
It is very
And the same.
and like if everything gets really bad and hopeless, like I think there's a certain like bliss in ignorance where like
For sure.
only like the retardeds really have it. Only the
Yeah.
retardeds are always happy. So I think if I ever feel like I don't want to deal with it anymore, I'm not going to kill myself. I'm just going to take as many Walmart dick pills as I can until it makes me retarded. Like my dick will get really big. Like I am half Asian, so I do have to enlarge myself somehow, and I think that's by ODing
Do you
on.
think? Do you think it would think it might have the opposite effect? Might make you more Asian, like your eyes
My
start
eyes
squinting
slant.
harder.
No, I was just thinking of being like
your
retarded.
you
with
start
a claw
growing
head.
larger. You start going, oh. Just like,
It becomes a Chinese dude in South Park.
oh, so sorry.
No Mongolians.
I don't know.
Dirty Japanese dogs.
But genuinely, I do want to see how many like Walmart dick pills I can take before I have like a 14-inch dick and like a sub 50 IQ.
That's women love that.
Bro,
That's like the ideal.
that
man.
was the trade-off. I lose IQ just to make my dick bigger. Would have done it years ago.
Yeah, if you could gain like 10 IQ points for every like like 10 centimeters of dick you cut off, would you do it?
No, I'm going the other way.
Yeah. Hell no.
I have too much IQ right now. It causes depression. I'd rather have a big dick and no depression.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. I was saying to a friend, I was like, you see these guys, especially like fucking BR, you'll know what I'm talking about. These like dudes in England who are named like Gaza, who are just like they live in like a new build house. They're like 24. They're already married with like a kid. Everything is like they go to like Turkey to get like fucking fake teeth.
They go to fucking
hair
horse
implants.
races and shit.
Yeah, they're always like tanned brown with like the brightest white teeth you've ever seen, and they like work at like their dad's companies selling like boilers or like windows.
There are so many of these. What? Why does this exist?
There's a song about them. What is it? But like basically like this, and I was like these dudes are like always like half retired. They're like everything they own is like they just use a debt. They're just like they're like debted up to the hilt, and like they're just like incredibly happy. I was like, these guys are just like they might have it right. Like,
they figured it out.
Like
they've got an orange woman beside them in bed, and everything is fine.
They've got a 3-year-old kid that's always named Callum.
Callum.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. Yeah,
it's such like a specific
that
like
whole
type of person.
Lifestyle is one of the major reasons I left the UK. I was like, I don't know what the fuck this is. I don't understand it. I want nothing to do with it. I want to go live in a log cabin in the wilderness with a gun. Get me away from whatever the fuck Gaza and his orange wife are about. But yeah, maybe they haven't figured it out. They don't have to fight the federal government.
Yeah, I think they might be right. I'm gonna find the song. Someone made a song about it.
So someone made a song about it.
He pushed his internet too much.
Yeah. No, Gaza cut your internet.
Am I here?
Yeah.
You're back.
Am I in the room?
Can you hear me? Am I a ghost? Am I dead? But I'm gonna find the song. But yeah, no, basically, it's just a very specific like stereotype that is like 100% exists, and like I was saying to my friend, like these guys are absolutely happier than I am. 100%. Like,
there is a correlation, like proven correlations between intelligence and depression.
Yeah.
Why we all have to like have Walmart dick pills as our suicide kits.
Just all the blood drains from your body directly into your cock. You just pass out and die.
Art and Wall's gonna go off the air because we get sued out of existence by Walmart for saying that dick pills don't work.
They get their suicide pills.
Just brought to fucking ruin.
Yes, we are parodical in nature. Nothing. We're not even real.
No, yeah.
I'm an AI.
You can't sue us. None of us are real.
God. So as a random note, and Lucas, maybe hopefully you can come down for this, but you guys, if you're willing, Jared from Orion Training Group is running a CQB class in the end of June and early August. The second one being under night vision, and I will be there at 3 Aces PSOC in Spokane. And I was thinking that maybe as an act of charity, maybe as something that we do that's good for the community, we put together a GoFundMe, or we put together like just like a fundraiser drive, and we pay for a class full of Down syndrome people to take a CQB course.
Oh my god, bro! I will pay whatever we need. I will do it. I will fund this
I think
operation.
that would be incredible. Just imagine, like I sent him a message about this when we thought of it. He's just like, okay, well, like deconfliction. You know, like when you played Modern Warfare, the OG, when you came across a bunch of Russian soldiers, you know, like sign countersign, like stir Texas, like to make sure you don't shoot each other.
Yeah.
Their deconfliction could be like, what? Breakfast.
What's going on in here? Breakfast.
But like, imagine they've got that retard strength. They've got the retard strength.
Does that help in close quarters?
I think so. Like booting those doors.
Pull out a fucking trench knife.
Man, this would
I
make
think
it.
they could actually be like Ubermensch, super
It'd
soldiers.
make a great episode for sure.
Dude,
Yes.
they don't need CQB. They just pick you up and put you through a wall. Like they're just
Yeah.
They just bend the gun in half and just use their hands.
they're like, you have my friend, and then they just bane you over their knee. Like I found the name of the song I was thinking of. It's called Deanomania, and I posted it in the chat. The lyrics are fucking incredible. It's one of my favorite songs, but it's anyway, sorry, but no, I'm all for the Down syndrome CQB. Dude, I don't know what's going on. This keeps cutting
You
in
just
and out.
blinked in and out of existence.
I hate this. Wish I was dead.
Walmart dick pills can help you with that.
Yep.
Oh my god.
If like
traces of
if you
cyanide.
experience not ego death, but like if you suddenly become really dumb, have you just ceased to exist? Is that like the most palatable version of suicide?
I want to try one of those gas station dick pills the same like Rhino Schlong or some shit, and it's just like got like kratom and fucking like bits of twigs they found off the ground and like shit in it.
Every time I wander into a gas station that sells that kind of shit, I'm like, I'm not an FDA guy. I don't need that in my life, but I'm wondering what the process for getting this in a store legal to sell is.
I feel like just like a guy pulls up and like with a box in the like trunk of his car and is just like, I got the dick pills. They're like, all right, and they just give him the money and then they're just on the shelf. Like I don't think there's any sort of process involved.
Kind of like farm to shelf, but street to shelf.
Yeah, organic dick pills directly from the farm. It's just a guy coming in capsules and selling it to people.
I'm giving you some of mine so you can have more.
I'm pretty sure that like I've got this theory now that you only get a certain amount of times you can come in your entire life and your dick just stops. Like I think you've got a number. I think everyone has a number, like an unwritten number above your head that you can't see. It's like some people it's like 20, and then some people it's like 8 million, and like they become porn stars. And then everyone else is like you'll just like you'll someday hit 0 and your dick just stops working completely. That's why you gotta avoid jerking off so much because you're just wasting ammo. You've got an ammo count.
That's what this month is for. It's just to preserve some ammo.
Oh yeah, it's No Nut November.
That it is.
I've failed ludicrously. I've been jerking it constantly. I'm doing it right now under the desk. Like,
you're doing non-stop Nut November.
Yeah, no, actually, I that was what I wanted to do. I want to do like continuous Nut November where you're always leaking a little bit of cum. Like there's always a bit coming out. It's just like a fine stream like
Just
down your leg.
A low-grade microdose orgasm all day.
Yeah, you're just everyone like you're in work and like, how you doing today? And you're like, yeah, good.
Oh fuck, Nathan! Didn't you have something you wanted to rant about?
that was like
a continuous Nut November.
Continuous Nut November.
Non-stop
you leave a
nutting
trail
November
behind you like a slug.
Literally, yeah. You got a snail trail going along.
Remember
you're bright
when
red at all
like...
times. Your face is just like beet red.
Remember when we used to do investigative journalism?
That was like 3 episodes ago.
Exactly.
That's why people tune in, baby. They got the diversity of the podcast. We got.
It's like, what am I gonna get this week? Oh, we're talking about dick pills and
pills
Nut
and-
November.
Can you imagine like someone hears like that episode 3 episodes ago, and then they're like, I should show my friends this, and they put on this episode.
Like, you are a moron. That is not the show I listen to.
You got to check out this podcast. It's really good. They're just talking about nutting constantly, and some guy jerking off the pill capsules and selling it at gas stations.
Yeah, you either get Come Town or 60 Minutes. There is nothing
Yeah.
in between.
In between. Lucas
Either
is
way, we go hard. So
yes. Sometimes
Nathan-
literally go hard.
Hey, Nathan, if you have nothing to rant about, who has the most controversial opinion on Israel?
Oh god.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
it's too early for the jokes that I want to make. We'll save that for the next Schizocast.
Let the conflict go on a little bit more.
Yeah, but I should have invested more in Raytheon than I did. If you haven't bought your Lockheed Martin stocks, you should probably get on that.
Dude, it's too
Oh.
late. It's too late.
Yeah,
That shit is money again.
Yeah.
yeah. My rent is definitely more like not serious. It's not serious, but it's more like annoyed thing about like the gun community and also basically like every special interest community. And
What are they doing now, Nathan?
it's just
Let's set the world right.
the fucking beginning. It's like someone will say something like contentious or even simple for engagement bait, and it'll be everyone's argument. Like it's like false dichotomies are created out of nothing. And I think you two are looking at me and you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. Engagement bait. Fuck it. I'm just going to say it. Like, for example, no one in particular has said this. Absolutely, I'm not lying. Like, oh no, like why be fit instead of being financially stable? Why buy PSA instead of like Radian or whatever? Like
Right.
if you buy this thing, you'd better put $120 into ammo because you'll get more out of that. I just think all of those arguments are so fucking stupid. Every single one of those arguments is dumb as shit because like it creates this false dichotomy that simply doesn't exist of like you can do both of these things. You can buy this product that ostensibly might be dumb as shit or might make you a better shooter, or in like the same person's hands, if there are two people with the same capability, it might make one person 5% better. Let that person spend money on it. Who cares if they shoot or not? Like, obviously it's better that they do, but for all you know, they actually do. Perhaps they spent $120 on that and $500 in ammo. Maybe someone goes to the gym and also has a healthy savings account. Like, maybe someone goes to the gym, buys raffles, whatever, like gets their goon shirts, and also puts 30% of their what they take home into savings and like their 401k. Who fucking knows? But
Couldn't be me.
Yeah. Phil was like, no. He was like, no.
Yeah, couldn't
Not
be
that
me.
last bit.
I was like, Kit, Jim, I got that. Money, I don't got that.
I same. But like, it's like false dichotomy. It's like you either have to do one or the other. It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
no.
well, like if you take a CQB course, you're obviously neglecting everything else. It's like, no, you can do both of these things and be like a well-rounded fucking individual. And there is nothing wrong with doing anything.
Yeah, we're also not government employees. Like we don't have, no one has time to take all of these classes in 1 year.
Yeah.
Or the money for that matter.
Yeah.
Like pick what you want to do or what is, you know, applicable to you and then do it. But yeah, like how many people can actually afford to even go shoot more than once a month? Like there's not a lot of people right now that can do that.
I mean, I make dick all and I shoot twice a week. But that being said, like I go to the range and a good range day is 30 to 50 rounds of like bulk 9mm or like low round count drills. Half my time there is just like moving and dry fire. But I drive a car that gets 44 miles to the gallon. I have access to a free public range, and ammo is still cheap ostensibly as of now.
And that's a pretty smart way to do it, but not a lot of people can do that.
Yeah, I realize also that's something that a lot of people don't have access to.
Right.
East Coast gang, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I fucking hate it here. No.
I love it here, but God, I hate it here.
I miss the desert so much.
Yeah.
But no, like that's kind of the very cliquey thing about the community is that there's always like the cooler group or the people who know better and who can outdo like, oh, these idiots are kind of not hitting these important things, blah blah blah. And it's like, dude, that fucking rat race is so exhausting. It's such a niche part of prepping and all of this, like, oh, be the most capable rifleman, blah blah blah, which is excellent, and I think we should be pushing for all of that stuff. But at the same time, like, if you have just absolutely nothing going in terms of food preparation or like, oh, Nathan's passing out on me.
No, my eyes just fucky, so I'm like closing my eyes.
Nathan's had his eyes closed for most of this episode, so it's like talking to Jackie Chan.
That's just my natural state. I'm reverting. No, I spent a little too much time on screen.
The dick pills.
Yeah,
They're kicking
dick
in.
pills.
they give my dick strength, but they also put me to sleep.
Also make me Jackie Chan.
Make me quite EP.
An EP boy with a big dick.
I'm an EP boy.
I'm passed out, but I'm raging hard. Anyone
Me
could
every
take
night
advantage
on
of
the
me.
I do a couple of those Walmart pills.
Me going to bed every night.
I hope no golf girls take advantage of me. Oh fuck. No,
But-
I agree, Nathan.
Thank you. I appreciate
wasn't here
you.
for
That's
most of
my
it, but I
little
agree too.
rant.
I agree too.
Yeah. It's just such like it shows an inability to think out of the box. And yeah, like do some people neglect things for other things? Yes, absolutely. Should you care or put effort into the internet like trolling them? No. Like
Well,
I mean
alright.
like maybe. I don't know.
Devil's advocate. Some
Yeah.
shit is like an outright waste of time. Like
Yeah.
legitimately, it's hard to nail down like exactly, and it depends on the person too. For some
Okay, yeah,
people,
there
like
is some wiggle room in that.
yeah, but like, and we should shame like dumb shit, like what is it, Detroit Tactical or whatever the fuck it is.
Oh yes, 100%. I moreover meant like what people spend their money on, unless it's red anodized parts or I don't know, like
Well, and see, that's just the evolution of the culture. It's like gradually, it's like, yeah, you obviously make fun of someone for running a Uncle Mike's holster or even a leather
Yeah.
holster nowadays.
yeah,
There's
I
that-
think
or a
it's like
zipper
genuinely
holster.
a safety thing, which
Yeah.
I think like Uncle Mike's is, or but like
Yeah,
I
that
think
there
the
goes the
newest
Uncle
step
Mike
would
sellout
be-
opportunity.
Yeah, like the antimatter wing, and this is again just like something that I saw. I think it's pretty cool. I ended up like like trying one out, and it works. Cool. It's great. It's like it's. I don't think it's going to be on everyone's gun anytime soon. It's like a neat thing, but like the comments are like, oh, why put effort into that? Just like spend X dollars on more ammo. Like the fuck, guys. Like you're allowed to do both of these things. You know that
Yeah.
it's not a false dichotomy. Not people don't have $119 in their account exactly. You can do both.
Well, speak
Well,
for
it's
yourself.
like this.
No, I have like
It's like this
$7
with like
in my
most
bank account,
communities, though, right?
exactly.
But, like you have people that like have like very like I think when people get really into like a culture at first, they get really rigid ideas on how you're meant to do things, the
Yeah.
correct way to do
100%.
things. Like you see it with like especially like the gym.
Mhm.
Like people will be like the only optimal muscle growth method is this, and then you're like, yeah, but like fuck off. Like there's people just want to do different shit. There's
Yeah.
people just want to have fun. There's people that just want to like have a good time. Like it's like. I think when it's always easy to think with people that are just really getting into the community, they start adopting all these ideas of like exactly how things should be, and then they just leave
Yeah.
no room for any sort of like wiggle room on it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do think like the more rigid someone's viewpoints are, generally the less I respect them.
Same.
Boom, get fucked.
But yes, that is
Roasted.
my rant.
And that's why we should wipe Israel off the face of the planet.
Ooh.
They are very rigid. They are very rigid.
No, that shit's been kind of wild, huh? Who thought we'd see another Israel-Palestine conflict in our lifetime?
Yeah,
Sorry,
I had a friend recently.
everyone
like,
did.
Everyone,
they always
literally
pick it
everyone.
up.
It's been coming for a hot minute.
So actually, better question. Which two countries are going to have beef next?
Ooh, that is a good question. I mean, have India and China chilled out? They were getting rowdy.
I don't think India is their next big play, though. I think they're just testing the waters there.
Yeah.
I really thought Iran was just gonna go full like fuck you United States and like jump into Israel.
Yeah, I thought so
I thought
too.
that too. It did genuinely really seem like it for a second. I don't know. Geopolitics is a fuck. And I think like the more that I think I know about it, the less that I actually do know.
I'm just full isolationist now. It's none of my fucking business. It's just
Yeah.
us. We need to help us.
Yeah.
Let everyone else have fun wherever they may be.
Yeah, they can play in the sandbox. I'm not interested.
But like haven't you heard though, Israel's our greatest allies?
Oh
Yeah.
God.
Sure.
Who wants to? No, that's been a funny thing. All of the military ads getting serious again.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, yeah, I saw
Yeah.
like a bunch
The
of
ones
white
trying
dudes
to make the military look
parachuting
cool
out of
instead
a.
of.
Yeah.
Yeah. The army's not gay anymore. We're cool again.
Yeah.
Like, all right, boys, get the frontline guys jumping out of helicopters again. It's time to go to war.
Yep.
Yeah. I saw that. That was really fucking funny. It's all of the comments
It was
under it,
overnight.
because
Like,
like they
God damn
posted it on their Twitter, and someone linked it to me. I'm not on Twitter at all, which I feel like I say every fucking episode.
We know. We
Um,
know.
But all the comments under are like, nope, not going to go die for, Ukraine. I'm not going to go die for Israel. Go fuck yourself. Like, oh, white dudes in a military ad again. Things are getting bad when. But
Dude,
I remember
it's-
like this time 2 or 3 years ago, it was like a cutesy animated, like my lesbian moms, one of them is disabled, and I realized that I could become a Patriot missile operator at a pride parade, and I wish that was more of a joke. That's actually, I think, what the ad was.
I think France is
Ew.
getting too uppity. I think that should be the next one that we get.
Hey, all
Yeah.
right. Okay.
I would
Shit.
support an
That's
armed
good
ground
shit.
invasion of France.
Yeah, no,
Nice.
I think we should just absolutely obliterate France. I had to deal with 2 different French people on my travels, and I hated both of them with all of my heart.
Yeah.
I don't know. What
That
about
is the
Germany,
correct
though?
villain. They're destroying
Well,
themselves.
we could spool up Germany.
I know,
again,
but
it's been
we
100
could
years.
we could just go in and swoop it up, right?
Just
Yeah.
get the gang back together.
Yeah.
Germany's a matter of time before it falls apart anyway. Like I fucking hate the French so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Based. Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been chilling a little bit too long.
I was in the airport, and there's like they board you by like group number or whatever, like group 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. And
Yeah.
there's this, I get called, and there's a girl just standing in front of the queue, like with her bag, like blocking the way. And a woman walks up to her and says something, and they kind of talk, and the woman walks past her. And I woke up and I'm like, sorry, are you boarding a group 2? And this girl looks at me, and she's like, no, like as if I'm the idiot. And I went, and I just went, and I usually I'm very polite when when someone asks me that. I just went, okay, well, then can you fucking move so I can board? And then she went, oh, and like walked out of the way, and I was like, what the fuck's wrong with you, bitch? And then on another fucking plane, a French lady was so like fucking in a rush to get up that she jumped up and elbowed me in the back of the fucking head, and then I was like, that's it, France has got to go.
Yeah.
I decided right then
Right
I was gonna
there.
make Charlie Hebdo look like a fucking birthday party.
That's
Straight
it.
up, I was
Glass it.
like, yeah, I was like, they fucking deserved it. Fuck those Charlie Hebdo freaks. Like fuck them. This country is shit. Like,
ISIS was right.
Turn
Let's go.
Earth to glass.
there's something about like
No one gets. We're calling them freedom fries.
there's something about like mild public rudeness that makes me go, I want to decimate your face with a hammer. Like I was like I got on another plane, another French bitch was sitting in my seat, and I was like, sorry, I think this is my seat, and she just blanks me, and the air hostess comes along, and I was like, I think this is my seat, and the woman's like, sorry miss, can you move? And she's like, and like gets up and like moves to another seat, and then on takeoff she had her laptop out, and the air hostess was like, sorry, you have to like stow it for takeoff or whatever, and she literally like cursed at the woman in French and then handed the laptop, like practically threw it at her, and I was like, I literally want to punch you in the back of the head. I was like, I fucking hate you so much. Like I can't stand just public like mild rudeness like that. I'm just like, I wish I had a bomb right now. I did a bomb vest. I just blow it.
I hate that shit.
The tism going off when you're on a plane and you see someone you hate. Bomb!
Yeah.
Bomb!
Blow it up.
I've been joking with my parents because I've got like a little bomb tattoo on me, like a little classic circle cartoon bomb. And so every time I go through TSA, it's my little joke to whoever I'm traveling with, like, they didn't find my bomb. And, and I told my parents about this, and my mom, she's been so upset. She's been like rambling to the rest of my family, like, I can't believe he does that. He's gonna get arrested someday. I'm like,
See, so everyone else is too serious. That's a great bit. That's so good.
It's just a bit of fun. I fucking hate TSA. They've been groping me for years, and finally, I've got one up on them every time I travel. They never find the bomb I'm carrying.
Here's actually something that blew my fucking mind. So I was traveling through the fucking like U.S. and Ireland and Switzerland with like class fucking C drugs and syringes in my fucking bag, and like that I have a prescription for, and I like.
Thank you for the addition.
Yeah, and I literally I had it at the top of my backpack so I could take it out because I googled it before I got, and they were like, yeah, you might have to like show the prescription and the stuff to the security. Every security I went to, I was like, hey, sorry, I have injectable medication with me. Do you need to take a look? And they were just like, no, and just did not give a fuck. Like no one cared. At one point, they fucking my bag got flagged, and I was like, okay, yeah, they're gonna ask me about like the things, whatever. And then the dude opens it, and he pulls out my microphone, and goes, what's this? I was like, microphone. He goes, okay, and just fucking puts it back in. I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
I find that really funny. Every time I go through TSA, it's like I've got like a helmet, nods, my play carriers, and my carry-on, all this shit, and they're always like, "What the fuck is this?" And it's always the microphone that I've started strapping to the outside of my bag,
Yeah,
in its own pouch, because they always call it out. Like sometimes I even take it out of my bag.
Yeah, I started doing that
everything
too.
else is ignored.
Microphone.
Yeah,
My carry-on always has all of my camera batteries because technically you're not supposed to have those in your checked bag. So they always stop and search it because there's like 10 pounds of batteries in my bag.
yeah.
What are you doing with these?
Yeah, what is
Running
this?
My cameras.
I'm a camera guy, dude. What do you want?
Yeah, no, I always get pulled aside because I just look incredibly sketchy at all times. Like I'm covered in tattoos. I walk to the airport. I'm wearing like I'm wearing a leather jacket because it's the heaviest jacket I know, and I'm not putting it in my fucking check luggage. It'll weigh a fucking ton. And like I'm just look incredibly dodgy, and my bag is filled with syringes and shit and everything. And then it's never the syringes that bother them. They're always just like, yeah, what's this fucking microphone, or what's this fucking like you didn't take your iPad out, and I'm like, all right, fucking sorry, man, Jesus, here. Like,
You don't see the needles? Nope.
no, don't give a fuck about that. They could
Okay.
care less. Irish security is given up. Like they don't care. They don't even. They don't ask you to take anything out of your bag. No laptops. No nothing. You can keep your shoes on. They're just like, get through the fucking thing. Go, go. And I'm like, all right, fucking fine.
That's
That
so funny.
was-
In Canada, you can carry knives again on planes.
What?
Yeah. There's a blade like
Surprisingly based Canada?
Yeah,
yeah,
sick.
genuinely
Wait.
surprising.
Like full-size knives?
Not full size. There's like a kind of anemic blade limit, but it's enough to like let my small Spyderco Finch get through.
What?
Yep.
Holy shit.
That's wild.
And like
That's dope.
some small multi-tools and a few others.
Fly somewhere and then their fucking dumbass security confiscates it.
Yeah,
My dad managed to bring a fucking Leatherman through British security, and I'm pretty sure a Leatherman is illegal over there because it locks, like the knife locks.
yeah.
And
That's such a
then got-
gay restriction. Like locking knives are illegal. It's like it's not a
Well-
fucking safety thing.
They're all illegal to carry now over there.
Yeah.
It used to be that it was just locking knives. So if you had a friction folder, you're fine.
Well, gang. Everyone's rubbing their eyes and struggling.
So
It's
EP.
early. It's early. My
I'm
sleep
so
schedule is
sorry,
fucking
guys.
reversed. No. It's totally okay.
I don't have any excuse. It's fucking 6:30 p.m. here.
Fuck.
I've been on a yak farm.
I woke up late. I was like, I'm late for work, and then I was like, oh wait, no, it's fucking Saturday.
It feels like Sunday night, and I feel like I have been driving for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah, I feel you, man.
Yeah, in actuality, I just woke up and walked the dog, and now I'm here.
Well, I can give a assassination challenge since I'm going to be in Chicago in a week.
Oh,
you might actually get shot in Chicago.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah, if Phil's gonna get killed, we'll be like, so who's the new camera guy?
Who's the new co-host? It's some random gangbanger that shot Phil in a drive-by.
Fuck yeah, dude! You
Like-
guys are gonna get the sickest dude
with
from
face
Oblak.
tattoos named like Jaqualan.
Yeah, we got Jamal, the new co-host.
You're gonna get the new Chief Keef.
He's potting
Like,
from
can you run a camera?
yeah, he's
Oblak.
potting from fucking like the jail cell.
Yeah.
Yeah. So next Saturday night, I don't know what day that is. The 18th, I think. I'm gonna be at the Metro in Chicago for the Harm's Way record release show. So if anyone's listening and they're going to that, keep an eye out.
Yes.
Fuck yeah. Put Phil in actual harm's way.
I'm going to be
Actually.
putting a lot of people in harm's way at that show. So,
Crowd killing.
oh yeah, yeah. The return of Weekend Nachos. I will be going hard.
Hell yeah.
There's
What
a-
was that fucking Oh wait, what was the fucking meme about hardcore shows? Like I pay
Yeah,
$12.
at $12, I immediately expect to do fucking karate and jump off the stage and put people in harm's way.
Yeah.
I'm going to see fucking Bad Omens and Bring Me the Horizon in January, and when Bad Omens plays Dethrone, I'm going to roundhouse kick a small child in the head.
Fuck yeah.
I'm going to bring a child with me just to boot him in the chest as hard as I can. The bit.
Or alternatively, find the smallest woman within your like area and just pow.
Just hold her by the fucking scruff of the neck and just lay into her and be like, "It's moshing! It's loud!"
It's just part of the culture, man. If you don't like it, get out of the pit.
Exactly.
I always
Punching people in the throat on purpose.
Stand in the back of the room.
just going through the pit wearing actual boxing gloves and fucking like UFC gear and just like punching people in the throat as they go by.
Fuck yeah. Well, anyone else have anything else before we fuck off?
I feel like I had something. Do I have any other stories? I feel like there was something else that happened to me. Like I did like nearly die by non-assassinations like many times in Tampa.
Yeah.
But that's all I can think of right now.
And someone could have sniped you off of a yacht in Tampa.
Yeah,
and they chose not to.
They missed the chance. It was ridiculous. Fucking. I will say this is just mildly related, but I don't know about you guys, but as I get older, I find myself just like, you know, like when you're younger, you've got like very strong like opinions on the things your friends do, and now I'm just kind of like, he's one of the boys. But if he does something, he's right. Like he's
he might be retarded, but he's right.
Yeah, oh my god, like my friend, like my business partner, who is a fucking psychopath, who's worth like $50 million and owns an oil refinery and 2 gas plants in Canada, messaged me and he goes, "I might be going to jail." I was like, "Why?" And he goes, "I beat a guy half to death." And I was like, "All right, why? Do you deserve it?" And he was like, I was at a bar and this drunk guy fell on top of my mom and hurt her ankle. And my friend is 6'8", by the way. And he goes, "I just saw red." He goes, "I beat this guy pretty much into a coma." He goes, I was like, "Was there people there?" He's like 100 people and security cameras. Like, he's like, I'm fucked. And like he got arrested. He had to go to the police and turn himself in. And then his lawyers found like footage of the guy that he hit like cocking his arm back before my friend just decimated him, and he was like, "Oh, it's sick, self-defense."
Yes.
Free my man.
He goes, the other day I was like, "How'd that go?" He goes, the guy just like wanted a settlement. I paid him like $40K. Fucking idiot. I would have given him like $100K. I was like, "Good job. I'm very proud of you." And I was like, "How about you fuck him up?" He goes, "They showed me the hospital report." He goes, "I like broke his ribs. I lacerated his liver." I was like, "How the fuck do you lacerate his liver?"
Oh my
god. He's like, "Yeah, like I knocked out a bunch of teeth. His nose is broken. Like his eye socket was damaged." I was like,
God.
"You basically nearly killed this guy." He's like, "Yeah, my hand's all fucked up. He's got scars all over his fucking knuckles." And I was just like, "He's one of the boys, though. Like, he's right. Fuck that guy."
Yeah,
like,
mama's boy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he goes, "My mom hates me now." He goes, "My mom." I've got a bruise on my face where my mom was hitting me in the car, being like, "You're so fucking stupid. What were you thinking?" And she told me the other day she can't look at me the same anymore. I was like, "Fucking women, bro. You fucking defend their ass." Like, they're like, "Oh, you performed intense violence in front of me, and now I'm scared of you." It's like, yeah, fuck you. Like,
yeah.
Well,
that's great. Violence is based. Great. Excellent.
That I can't think of a better way to end the show.
Violence is based. Later.
Anyway, okay, bye.
Support your friends even when they commit heinous acts of violence.
Yes.
They were definitely
The
like
boys.
definitely
The boys.
accidental and unprovoked as well. Like.
Okay, thanks for listening, guys.
I want to apologize for cutting out constantly through this episode.
Oh,
Yeah, I have no idea what that's gonna look like.
Gaz is outside your house with a pair of wire snips, just fucking
Yeah,
with your
exactly.
internet.
You should kill him.
Yes.
I don't know. They're always like weirdly jacked as well. It's very upsetting.
It's because they have the money and time, my guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, they don't have money.
It's
They have
called
debt.
trend and enough time to go
Yeah.
to the gym.
Well, money, debt, same thing in this economy, right?
Yeah. All right.
Goodbye,
Goodbye, everybody.
Do we have any last minute dad advice?
No.
None. Wait, I do. One. 2 things. Buy Kratom for your gunfighting performance. Buy Walmart pills for your suicide kit. Don't let them take you intelligent. They can take you alive, but you should have sub 50 IQ and a massive dick if they do.
That will do you well in prison. Like that will.
That is genuine seer knowledge transfer right there. Become retarded and have a big dick in custody.
My dad advice is if you are so drunk that you can't see, open random car doors until one opens and get in and go to sleep.
Based.
You'll be safe.
If you can't drive, sleep in someone else's car.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Alright. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.